We have an exciting episode today. Brent Goldman is going to be talking about how he transformed his Zombiemat into a revenue center using the Curbside Laundries wash and fold software. So now he's got money coming in from self-serve, wash and fold, pickup and delivery, residential, commercial, you name it, he's in it. And don't forget to sign up for the Curbside Laundries Conference. This is going to be a great get-together with the best in the industry, talking about wash and fold, pickup and delivery, and how to make your business thrive. So for more information about the Curbside Conference, go to curbsidelaundries.com/2024. So tell me about when you bought the laundromat. It was, you mentioned a Zombiemat, fixer-upper. It looks like you got new machines and you revitalized it and made it really, really nice.
We found a laundromat to just go in and do some linens real quick. And there's about 28 washers and 28 dryers. And of those, there was like maybe 4 washers working and 4 dryers working.
Oof.
And
Not a good ratio.
And there was always people hanging out there that shouldn't be hanging out there, not doing laundry. There was no one attending the laundromat. It just unfortunately became what's known as a zombie mat. We replaced all the equipment, and within a few months, we had people coming in crying, so happy. So happy that the community finally has a laundromat that is usable and safe and fully attended, and all the machines are working and they're shiny, and we have a cool mural, and we give out waters to the customers every day. That's one of the things we do at Clean Tide is we give waters out and candy for the kids. It's just a nice gesture. They're coming into our laundromat. One thing I noticed too is you have to earn the trust with your customers. And this laundromat, unfortunately, has lost a lot of the trust with the community. Fortunately, with the retool, we've been able to gain that trust back. And we're seeing a lot of new customers coming in and old customers coming back, and very grateful. And
I remember as a teenager when my parents built Supersides, the building was already there, but they put the laundromat in there. The customers came in and kind of what you were saying, they were so thankful. And my parents were really shocked. Like they go, oh, wow, thank you for investing in the community. And from my parents' point of view, it's like, well, if a restaurant's not nice, we're not going to go there. You just have an expectation. And in some of the neighborhoods, it's not an expectation, it's an appreciation. And they do appreciate it. It's so cool that you came in there, you knew about wash and fold, you knew about pickup and delivery, and that also provided that extra income to make it worthwhile. It lowers the risk, because if you're 100% self-serve and you're like, well, I hope this transformation works and all your eggs are in one basket, and you're diversified. You got commercial, you got wash and fold, you got pickup and delivery, residential, and you got the self-serve. So you really got your bases covered.
For sure. If we were relying solely on coin laundry, it would be a little tough right now. We're still ramping up. So we're great on the coin laundry, but without adding the fluff and fold service to our business, our margins would be very, very minimal. I think we're the highest rated laundromat in the area, which is
that's fantastic.
Super awesome. Within a short period of time, we've been able to get 65-star reviews on Google. We got some reviews on Yelp. Yelp's a little tough, but Google's been very good for us.
I've heard that about Yelp, because people could leave a lot of reviews and then they don't show up. And so I just stopped recommending to our customers to even leave a review on Yelp, because if they're going to leave a review, they're only going to leave one. So I'm not going to direct them to Yelp when I don't know if it'll even stick. So I just send everybody to Google reviews. That's the place.
We knew that the community needed a nice laundromat. We didn't realize to the extent of what we were in for as far as cleaning up that whole corner there. It was a pretty intense corner. There was always people tented out there, and we've been able to clean that out, and it's been great.
Oh, that's a real blessing, like, for the whole community, adding an extra service, just making things better. Where do you see things going 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I would definitely like to expand into a larger location. We've noticed that storage is potentially down the road may be a little bit of an issue. We would love to find a location that could handle where we're going, because we're going to be doing more and more commercial stuff, and we're going to need more space.
That's fantastic. I mean, because it shows that everything's going the right direction. On the software side, our best job security is the better our clients do, the better we do, the better everybody does. And so that's why we do the behind the scenes at Supersuds, the training, and we spend extra time on the websites to make them as best as possible, because all these different things help you be more successful, and then we all win together. As far as getting started, do you have a vehicle, or I was just wondering how you're doing the residential pickup and delivery?
When we first started, I think the first couple of weeks, we just wanted to get the fluff and fold down. And then when we were comfortable, we turned on the pickup and delivery. At the very beginning, we're going to get this big van. We're going to do this whole thing and put this big wrap on it. And we realized, let's just start with our vehicle for now. And maybe down the road, we can get into a van. But what we've been doing is all of our employees, they all drive and everyone's insured. When we have a pickup and delivery, we all use our own vehicles. I'm doing some of the pickups. My wife even does some of the pickups, and our attendants do most of the pickup and deliveries in their own vehicles. We've done it this way and it's working for us right now. And maybe eventually we'll have to get a big old van, but we don't really need those costs and it's working for us.
That's fantastic. I think a lot of people put barriers in front of them saying, I can't get going until I get a van. And then I can't get the van until I get the design and the logo and the shelves. And before you know it, you're spending a lot of money. There's nothing wrong with growing organically. I think it's inspiration.
Definitely don't need to start out with the van. It's just an extra cost that may not be needed. And if your employees are willing to drive their own cars and do the pickup and deliveries, to me, I think it's just kind of the way to go. We reimburse for gas. Eventually, maybe we'll get into a big van.
And then you still have your employees as the face of the company, and they've got loyalty. And if a customer has an issue, they could talk to them. It's not a stranger. Because, there's some number of people using gig economy, and nothing wrong with that. It's just another approach. But the most important touch with the customer is the face-to-face. Every part is important: the website, the presentation, but that face-to-face is key. That's the face of your company. So it's nice having your own people there.
Absolutely. My biggest thing is customer service with all of our customers. I tell all the employees that we hire, no matter what, I want every customer to leave satisfied. If somebody has an issue with the machine or an issue with an order, or, we take care of it in the best of our ability to make every customer as happy as we can. Can't make everybody happy, but we do our best. But my number one is always customer service, always. And cleanliness. Got to keep it clean.
So smart, because when you look at the cost of customer acquisition, whether it's in-store or pick up and deliver, it's even more expensive. You have to have the good website. You have to have all these different things going on. And it's hard to bring a new person in through the door. And so many people overlook, what about the customers you already have? What about them? If you could help a loyal customer come back and turn a potential problem into a positive experience, like, hey, they took care of it, that's the best.
I can't tell you how many times I've had a really unhappy customer and we handle it the way we handle it. And then not only did we gain them back, but we gained other people, because then they tell their friends there's software for processing the orders. I mean, they'd even text you when they're on the way and, all this stuff. And you gain a happy clientele.
When a problem comes up, you have an opportunity to create a loyal customer who will always come back.
Absolutely. We've seen that time and time again at the Laundromat. We don't have a lot of issues, but when we do, we handle it the way we do. And our employees are trained that the customers are always right, is the way I say it to my employees, is no matter what, the customer's always right. Treat them like gold and you'll have a loyal customer forever.
You're giving your employees a lot of autonomy. The goal is to make the customer happy, but you're enabling them to do what's necessary to make them happy. There's other owners who are more like task oriented, like, oh, you need to ask permission for this or this. And they kind of take away their employees' agency, their employees' ability to make decisions that are best for the company. You're empowering your employees to carry on your brand.
I'm definitely big on that. I mean, me and my wife have our systems in place for the business. She's the main reason why we got into this business too. She brought up the Laundromat. I got to give her a lot of props. I may get it going and she keeps it going, but
nice.
We've been able to put a lot of systems in place. I always tell my employees that this is the way we do it, but please, if you have some ideas, bring them to the table. I'm always open. We work as a team.
And I'm sure they appreciate that, because they may not have had that at their previous employment. So to be empowered is really great. What would you say to somebody who's considering getting into wash and fold and pick up and delivery?
Highly recommend getting into wash and fold. And most of all, highly recommend getting yourself great software like Curbside Laundries and get a good website. You need a good web presence, which is what Curbside has done with us. We've noticed that once we transitioned into adding pickup and delivery, we noticed our average order going up significantly. I always recommend doing pickup and delivery as well as in-store drop-off. It's been incredible for us.
Now you got additional revenue sources. So using your existing laundromat, you're now making money with all these different avenues, self-serve, wash and fold, pickup and delivery, residential, commercial, you name it, and you're doing it. It's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to checking in down the line because that delta, I'm telling you, is fantastic. It's pretty big month over month. But when it really gets exciting is when you look at what is that number going to be? If it keeps going up by this, what is that number going to be 1 year from now? And then that's every month, and it keeps on growing. It hasn't slowed down for us. So we're in a really good spot. It's a fun business to be in. Exactly what you're doing, getting new customers, treating the customers well so you keep them. So you've figured out the formula, and we're happy to be a part of your solution.
It really has been an amazing journey. The sky's the limit with wash and fold and pickup and delivery, especially when you're adding the pickup and delivery. If you really want to increase your revenues, going after those commercial accounts is our bread and butter, really. One account can pay all your bills if you hit that right account. We have a couple accounts that are paying our rent.
We have a route analysis tool within the software. So it shows how much revenue and how many customers you have in each one of those routes. And one of our routes went up by $10,000. And I'm like, well, what's going on there? So I thought it was, multiple customers, right? No, it turns out it's one hotel. It's a 30-bed hotel. And one client just gave us a $10,000 a month boost. So when you're talking about hitting the jackpot on some of these, there's a lot of jackpots out there, but it just takes one, the good website, and two, hustling. So you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Well, thanks again for being on the podcast. Yeah, really enjoyed all the insights and how you've taken the Zombiemat and now it's this living, breathing thing, taking pride in your business and growing it and just doing a good thing. I mean, you're building up the community, providing jobs, and making money at the same time. So it's a beautiful thing.
Well, thanks to you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to learn more about the Curbside Laundries wash and fold and pickup and delivery solution that helped Brent Goldman take his business to the next level, go to curbsidelaundries.com.